Hi everyone, it's Carol here, the founder of the Sleep Success Academy. And in today's video, what I wanted to talk about is how people change their behaviors and to do everything right on the behavior side, and yet they're still struggling to fall asleep, stay asleep, or wake up feeling refreshed. Have you had that experience? Because I did when I was struggling with sleep, and I tried to keep a regular sleep schedule, and I tried to take melatonin before bed, and I tried to meditate, and yet I wasn't sleeping. So if you're in that situation, let me tell you that you're not alone. And that is because your behavior is most likely not the issue. So if you don't know who I am or how I work with people to help them with better sleep, go to my website, sleepsuccessacademy.com. Under the free resource tab, I have one where I talk about the 3 components to better sleep. And what I know now and I've got to understand is that our behaviors is just one small part of what gets in the way of our sleep. We also have our emotional well-being and our mindset. So go through the free resource tab and find the one where it talks about the 3 key ingredients for better sleep. And then you'll get a better understanding of these 3 components that I'm going to talk about. But first, I want you to just check in with yourself. Take a breath. And what I'm asking you to do in this moment is really check into your nervous system, because I'm going to talk about today. I want you to notice if it's bringing up anxiety, or if it's bringing up fear, or it's bringing up hope. All right, so we're talking about our emotions here and how this information affects our nervous system. So let's talk about behaviors. So you can go to bed on time every night. You can wake up at the same time every day, which are really important in order to get good deep sleep. Don't get me wrong, that is an important part of making sure we have a good bedtime routine, of making sure that we eat the proper food, of making sure we get exercise, of making sure we get outside every day. Those are all important. But what people don't realize is that it's just one part. Because if your nervous system is dysregulated, say, example, I'm going to talk just about daily accumulated stress. We don't even have to go into trauma or things that's happened in the past, just our daily accumulated stress. I can have the perfect bedtime routine, the perfect thought of what I need to do, not drink any coffee during the day, not even have wine at night that affects the REM sleep. But I have a job that is like nonstop deadlines, kids that need my attention, maybe a husband that I need to take care of because his health has something wrong. And I'm just naming things that people have come to me with, right? It accumulates. So we never have a moment to sit during the day. What is happening inside our nervous system, inside of us, is that we are feeling the stress, and our nervous system has this and I never have the part. What does that mean? It means that when I'm going to bed at night, I have had all the stress and no amount of self-care for myself, no amount of having support from other people, no amount of de-stressing. And I can have all the right behaviors, but then my nervous system is out of whack. Behaviors don't fix nervous system. I'm going to take that back. I'm going to say behaviors help regulate a nervous system, but behaviors alone without addressing the nervous system and bringing in tools to help reduce the stress, to maybe reorganize our schedule, to not have a big to-do list that's so big, then can help me fall asleep. Another way that I see that behaviors aren't helpful is if you did have trauma. So trauma, the definition of trauma I like to use is anything that has caused a dysregulation in a nervous system. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you're sleeping really well at night and all of a sudden, I don't know, your house was burglarized. Like, just say somebody broke into your house and that happened during the night. So during the night, you had what they call a shock trauma. So meaning like you were doing really well in life and all of a sudden there was this huge fear overwhelming your nervous system that led to you then not being afraid at night, which leads to not being able to sleep. Well, I'm going to change all my behaviors, but yet that's not going to help me sleep, because it's not about my behaviors. It's about the trauma in my nervous system and how my nervous system now is feeling afraid of nighttime. So how do we deal with that? Well, in the Better Sleep community, we have tools like orienting, following our impulses, tapping, really connecting and learning about our nervous system so we know what it feels like to be dysregulated, and slowly titrating back the regulation in our nervous system so that now my brain can associate bedtime with a safe place again, because now, because of that one event, my brain is associating bedtime with lack of sleep or fear or somebody's going to break in a different way. And so again, behaviors won't help with that. And it really pains me or makes me feel sad when I see so many people do everything right with their behaviors, and yet they still can't sleep. And doctors and well-meaning friends and relatives, they don't understand that it's not always about the behavior. Sometimes it is something else that we can't put a finger on, but that is the root cause of our sleep issues. And that's what I help people with. We talk about behaviors because they're important, but what I help people figure out is, what is that root cause? And once we figure that out, what are they willing to do in order to make the changes to their nervous system, to their emotional well-being, to their mindset? Because then we actually create a mindset when we try all these behaviors that aren't working of, well, it's not possible for me to sleep. I've tried everything and nothing works, so why bother trying something else? And we create this ideas that there's something wrong with us, which then creates more dysregulation in the nervous system and less sleep. So behaviors aren't always the way in. They can be, they're a big part. But first, let's look at our emotional well-being and our mindset. So if you're ready to actually take control of your sleep, I know how to get you there. I can guide you. I can be with you, support you through all this. All you have to do is reach out at support@sleepsuccessacademy.com. I'd love to speak with you and make sure that you get the rest you deserve, because I know once we start sleeping better, and I'm a perfect example of that, you feel energized, you feel like you want to be part of this world, as opposed to just crawling back in bed because you're exhausted and don't know how you're going to make it through the day. So that's it for today. I hope this video was helpful. If it is, make sure you share it with friends, with family members who might be struggling with sleep, so that together we can support each other to get better sleep. That's it.